Da 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 da. Hey Stephanie, how are you?
Hello, hi everyone. I'm doing pretty good, I guess.
That's good.
Just yeah.
Yeah. Hi, hello
Yeah.
Graham, James, Alan, everyone in the chat. Thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to be looking at your mask theme shots, and good to see Alan's in the room because he suggested the theme last week. So, let's try to do our very best to avoid any kind of political talk in this show. How are you, Steph?
I am doing pretty good. Today is my YouTube channel's monthly movie night where we watch basically I screen a movie that they vote on, and I screen it like twice because there's people from like overseas and whatnot. And my reaction from the last week's, I guess, live stream with us, one of the patrons actually gift my reaction to your whole bunny incident where you said you were going to eat the bunny.
Okay.
So that's been kind of going on in the Discord lately. So it's been a pretty eventful day because of the movie night and my gift just
Wow.
going around.
Gifts, movies,
Yeah.
it's a busy time. What about you
Oh
guys
yeah.
in the chat? What's going on? Hi, John, Yobo, Larry, Philip, Colin. Where are you all from? I see Alan's in Thailand, Graham's in Perth, John's out in Blacktown in Sydney. It is a chilly morning here in Hong Kong. It's 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. We're in the future here. It's about 12 C, which is quite cold for this part of the world, so actually wearing a jacket indoors. Thanks for joining us. I'm just a little scattered at the moment. The cats are both walking around my computer tower with all the cables out. Um, so today we're going to be looking at mask theme shots. Now it's not all, respirator type, avoiding the virus masks, any kind of mask, and it looks like we've got about 50-50. So that's going to be fun. Next week, our theme is going to be shadows. So any shot, but it has to be that it's the shadows that's really making the shot work. Could be that you're hiding something, that it's adding mystery, that it just adds drama or depth or whatever it may be. But shadows is going to be our theme for that one. Tomorrow, so as we go live right now, in just around 24 hours, just over, I think, the New Year, New Gear competition is wrapping up. So KH and I are giving away over $1,000 in prizes. It's free to enter. The link is in the description. You can go on over and check that out. And also this weekend, the introductory price for the Art Nude Posing Guide is going to end. It will jump up at the end of this weekend, and then when the course actually goes live, it will jump up again. So if you want it at its lowest price, make sure you get on that. So, shall we look at some pictures, Stephanie?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Dun 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 dun. Here we go. First one from Alan. Now, I don't know exactly where this is, but it's almost certainly somewhere in Bhutan. It's a really typical mask. And by the look of his robes, that's a monk who is hiding behind it. I don't know that he would normally use a mask that big in a dance or in a performance or anything, but they're often just hanging on the walls inside people's homes and in temples, so he may have just grabbed it down for the photo or been handed it by a clever photographer. What do you think, Steph? Have you ever seen this kind of thing in real life?
No, I don't think I have. That mask looks really, really heavy. I think it's a great shot. I just wish it was in focus because the photo I have here, I think it's out of focus.
I think it's close to being in focus. It's just blurry.
Is
Unfortunately,
it?
there's no metadata, so I can't give
Mm-hmm.
much of a feedback on it to know what's gone on, but it could be that the tape. No, if you look at the zoom in on the table here, I was thinking maybe it was a little front focused, but I think the whole thing is just it was probably a really, really dark room lit by a single open door or something, at a really high ISO, at a little bit too slow of a shutter speed, so it's a little blurry. But I mean, it's just the eye peeking through the mouth that kind of is what makes the shot really nice. And of course, the colors, the yellow and red, I think signify something to do with his rank as a monk. Loki, please don't jump up there. You're gonna knock a cable out, and that's the end of the show. So, I don't know if you know this, Steph, but apparently cats hate tinfoil. So,
What?
well, like I saw lots of things that if you're trying to train a cat not to go on the kitchen bench, you should cover the bench in foil. When their feet touch it, they freak out. So I put foil along underneath our TV because Tyson, whenever I'm working, jumps up and just starts smacking the cursor, thinking it's a bug or something. So I put this tin foil down and it doesn't bother her at all. She like looked at it for a few hours and then just stepped on it and carefully walks around and doesn't stop her. And she still just sits there and smacks my mouse. So there you go. That's my story.
Is there anything else that you could do?
Get up every time and try and shoo her away, but she still does it. Let's have a look at the next one here from, have I got the right screen up? Yes. From Charles Young, Master in Tokyo. So I wonder what this event was with all the kids wearing the matching yellow hats. It's a little underexposed. I think you could bring this guy up. Maybe 1 to 2/3 of a stop. See, now in 2020 or 2021, as of 2020, seeing someone in a mask, you more think, why isn't everyone else? But actually the one right in the front is as well, the guy or girl right front right. I like the little duck face on the girl to the left of her as well. I think the framing could be a little lower. We're kind of losing, we could do with a bit more face in the front, but then we have headroom kind of. So if you went in a little tighter, if you see, if we only had this file to work with, I would probably come in from this side. You could really bring it in to be a scene just full of masks. I mean, it works fine. And, if before people were so familiar with masks and why we wear them, this was a sight that when you went to somewhere like Tokyo did strike as unusual because we're not used to that mentality of, if I have a cold, I should put a mask on so that I don't have the chance of passing it on to other people. So when was this one taken? No metadata on this one either. Oh, guys, it's a bit tricky when you don't give me the info. But anyway, thank you. Charles, any thoughts on that one, Steph?
Yeah, I was going to assume that this was probably like pre-COVID, because I know a lot in like Asian countries, you guys like people will just wear masks just to wear masks. Um, but for this shot, I really like that everybody's wearing like matching hats. I feel like it just really makes the scene like really pop with her just giving direct eye contact. And if it was just a focus on her, I think that could also be a very strong shot as well. But I think, yeah, the yellow hat is really cool and creative. If you could just, I guess, stage that somehow. But I like it.
It would be interesting to see as a drone shot. Just all of the little, they look like kind of a construction site, lots of little yellow hard hats. And here's another hard hat. So what, you're a science fiction nerd. Is the hypercolor on it, is that like somebody's, it looks like when the CSI do something and they're looking for germs, or if it's a hotel
Like
room,
using the black
semen or
light
something.
type of
Yeah,
thing?
exactly. It
I
looks
mean, that
like
just could
the
be like
dying hand or
paint.
something.
Yeah, it does look like a hand that kind of like just brushed across. Um, I like it though. It's funny because Tim and we just started season 2 of Mandalorian. So
Now, I've only heard that word, but I don't really know what it is. I know it's got a baby Yoda in it. What is it actually?
Just a Star Wars TV
It's
show
a TV
type
show.
of thing. It's not really a TV show. It's just a show, I guess. It's I don't really know much about Star
But
Wars,
so
and
it's
I was
not. It's
telling
a
Tim
not a
earlier too.
movie.
Like,
It's
I
in.
know I'm gonna get like crap for this, but I'm not a big Star Wars or Star Trek fan.
I've
I
never
don't know. I'm
watched
just not
Star
really
Trek.
into the whole space type of like movies and shows.
I love
But this
Star
is a really
Wars.
cool shot, though.
So blue
I
light. If
think
you're in
it's
the
too much
room, Colin.
black.
Black light, yes. If you're in the room, Colin, let us know what the paint or the handprint is. Is it meant to reference something from the movie or what? Darren Clisby. Now, when I got this one, it reminded me, Johanna and I did a belly dance shoot. It was actually the other one. And because I've had a few people write to me, even one in the last week, sending me their photos to get feedback because they couldn't get the settings to work with the slow shutter. I think the little bikini setup thing that we used for the YouTube video must have sold all around the world because lots of people have been recreating the shots. This actually is the second one I saw. I think this is a slightly different one. So two things on this one. Well, three things. I don't know that this square aspect really works perfectly for this. I'd probably bring it in a little from the right and make it a 4x5. I think the use of the tiny little bikini under the metallic bralette and I think the bottom as well works really well. You can barely notice it's there, but it means that she can dance away with, full confidence that nothing's gonna slip out between the little pieces of gold. But I think it's way underexposed, and I get that exposure is part of the creative choice. But for me, so that's how it came in. This is one full stop up, and I mean, you could even go two full stops up, but I think one would still have it be dark and mysterious. Going back to where we started
Mm-hmm.
off, it just seems underexposed to me. What do you think, Steph?
Yeah, it's a little dark. I feel like we're really missing that eye contact that she's giving and like just her face because it's just so much in shadow. Also, I know this is like just such a little like thing, but as a model, we don't know sometimes, so we have to kind of rely on the photographer to communicate that to us. But the mask itself is a little lopsided, so over
Yeah.
her right eye, the gold pieces drop a little lower. I feel like if it was higher, we would be able to get like a little bit of that catch light in that eye, and it would be like stronger just to have that eye completely seen. Um,
My guess is,
yeah.
Darren, if you're in the room, let me know that you actually shot this and had to fix it up in post. I think it was shot way, way underexposed, more than it is now. But your key lights were too bright because her hip here is almost blown out. And if this was shot at ISO 400 on a D850, this file looks terrible. I think it was probably like 3 or 4 or 5 stops underexposed, and you've already pushed it to because it's crazy noisy in there for an ISO 400 shot, which is a bit of a shame.
Oh, and the lights on the backdrop, that looks pretty cool. This is a little thing.
Now, speaking of backdrops, who's this evil bunny? We haven't actually shared
Oh
this shoot
god.
yet. Oh my god. But it reminded me
God.
of this one because I was just going through, this was shot not the same day, but the same location and the same trip that we did your part of the posing guide.
Mhm.
And you wore a couple of different masks in this segment, but I really liked this little outtake shot, so I just threw the red line over the top. Did we keep that outfit? Did I leave it with you? Maybe it's on
I
its way.
I definitely don't have it. I don't think I kept any of that stuff because I don't think I would ever use it again. Pretty sure I packed it in your bag
Okay.
somewhere.
I just saw in the
Yeah.
chat Darren is here. Let us know the story behind that one, Darren, if how did the image end up looking that way? Yes, reminder, our posing guide is up on pre-order. It's going to drop this month, and the introductory pricing is closing this weekend, so don't miss out. Link is for that in the description. Let's switch to the chat now and take a look at some questions, because we haven't yet, and there must be some. Now
Yeah.
let me see if I've had some sent in already. Alan, who was the first photo that we looked at, said that the photo was taken in Bhutan in 2017, which was when he and I actually first, well, I don't know if we met, but we probably did say hi. We were by chance in the same place on different tours in Bhutan, and later Alan joined me on one of my other tours. Let's see. Sean Vine, you may have answered this before. Did you bring your handmade wooden desk over to Hong Kong? It's on its way. So the way we moved here basically was that my wife came first, made sure that she could get in because travel is so tricky. Once she was safely in the hotel, then I sent the cats over. We had them flown over and then delivered to her hotel to quarantine with her. And then once the cats had arrived safely, then I loaded up the last of our housing stuff, and that's being shipped by container on a boat to get here. We didn't send that much, a couple of pieces of furniture, some, just day-to-day stuff like kitchen stuff, and my desk was the only really big item that we shipped. And that actually should be getting here in about a week or so. So, it takes a couple of months for I guess it's a long boat ride, huh? Let's see, Darren. It was underexposed last of the shots of the night. She ran out of time. Not enough time to set the lights right. The background light was an outdoor Christmas light. Well, that's cool.
Oh, that's nice.
Excellent. Do we have any other... Oh, I haven't switched yet. Do we have any other questions here? Hi to 101 blog, Richard Wintle. Oh, it's so nice to see so many familiar names. For those who are just joining us more recently, next week our theme is going to be shadows. So get involved on that one. Oh, and don't forget the giveaway with KH. There's no catch. You're not going to be added to a mailing list or anything like that by entering. We're giving away a $500 voucher and a bunch of downloads. The link for that is in the description as well. And it's a random draw, so everyone has the exact same chance of winning. So get involved. It's wrapping up in like 24, 25, 26 hours, something like that. So please check it out. So send through any other questions that you have, and let's jump back into the pictures. Jerry Vinterson. Frankenstein? Winterstein. So this is a Venetian mask. I quite like everything about it. I don't know the vest kind of, I don't know if it really matches that well, but I think it matches fine. I would probably just bring up the bottom just the tiniest bit so that we don't see that it's like a little crop top. And with that done, this could be like the top part of a ball gown or something rather than a little leather crop top. What do you think, Steph?
Yeah, I think for this one, I would like for it to be just a closer crop. I mean, I think it's great. The concept is like really nice too. I would just say, I feel like, I mean, here I am with like the whole hands and things. I don't know how heavy the mask is, and I know like gripping the mask can be a little like difficult because it's just uneven and it just feels funny. But like I see the one finger, I know it's weird, but it's like the one finger when you put too much pressure on it, it kind of like stops the blood flow, and it kind of I don't even know how to explain myself. But it's just like I feel like the hand position with the mask could have been better. Just try to play around with it, maybe angle the face a little bit more. But I don't know. I like it. It's creative, and I feel like I'm not sure. Maybe the white balance is off or something, but she looks pale, unless that's just how she looks. I'm not really sure.
It's a funny thing, and I remember, I think it was my mother's mother talking about this, that when people apply makeup, generally it's face, maybe a little bit of neck, and that when people get old, we get wrinkly, you can kind of see if a woman has taken really great care of her skin, the it transitions from perfect face into reality either at the neck or at the shoulders, depending on how far they've been putting cream on. So I believe she would always put it down to her whole chest and shoulders, so then the nice skin would maintain. But here, I don't know either, but I think maybe it's been softened and brightened, that area. But also,
Uh,
the shoulders, they get more sunlight. So if you see anyone standing nude, you will see, if you actually just focus on the amount of tan, you'll find everyone has like the underside of this part of their arm is paler than the outside, and everyone's bum is going to be less tan than their stomach, for example, because you'll get at least a bit of sun on your stomach from time to time. I really like this one, and to be honest, I wouldn't have noticed the fingers if you hadn't pointed it out, because there's so much going on with the baubles and the whatnot. But now that you mention it, yeah. Would you recommend just hiding the fingers then?
um, Either hide them completely or actually show it. Like, okay, if I were to pretend like my face is a mask, just kind of like holding it like that. I mean, I don't really. It's hard when I don't have a mask here. Do I have a mask here?
I think
Oh,
given what they're trying to show here, which is how nice the mask is, and to get one full profile on it, I think the angle of the mask is just perfect. So if there's an issue with the hand placement, it would be just to hide the fingertips or something.
yeah.
I actually think the angle on the face and the mask works really well. So nicely done, Jerry. We haven't been giving picks again, so we've got to get into that.
Oh shit.
John
Okay, pick
Sullivan, which one?
pick to Jerry because I think that there's a lot of potential there.
Excellent. Now,
Um,
I'm just going to jump back out. Okay. Um, so, here's another one that I think could be a third or two thirds, probably one third, brightened up a little. And another one where I think there's been some editing gone in to soften the forehead and everything, which when there's so much texture on the rest of it, maybe you, John, you actually put some clarity in on the text on the fabric, but then wanted to take it out on the skin. But to me, the forehead and the bridge of the nose look not real anymore. It's really pretty. It reminds me of, who was that singer who was wearing a mask at a concert, and it was one like this. It was totally transparent. But it's pretty. Whether it's I assume it's just a costume thing, that it was a scarf and you made it into a kind of a, I forget the name of the face covering that covers the hair and the face as well. But pretty. The eye contact is pretty. This is also one where you'd argue the shadows are really making a lot of the visual interest. So you could submit something like this for next week's competition as well. What do you think, Steph?
I like it, and also like if you zoom in on like her eyes, you can actually see the soft box that's being used. I guess. Um, but you know, like the makeup. I mean, I agree with what Matt said in terms of like the editing, but it looks like she had done quite a bit with like her makeup, even her lips. I can't tell, but it looks like there's glitter. I
Yep.
think she also has piercing. I like it. I think conceptually, like definitely hits the math theme, and this is an example of something that's like really easy for people to kind of do. It's like just take any fabric and just play with it if you're gonna do like close ups. That's honestly like one of more fun shoots when you get to just play with fabric and just kind of be creative. And if they're just like super close, then I can just wear sweatpants and not have to worry about anything.
And
But it's a
actually,
great shot.
fabric can be like you might look at this and think, but I don't have a budget. That could have been a $1 curtain from a thrift shop,
Yeah,
or just a off-cut piece of fabric from IKEA. It
could have been a
really is cheap.
tablecloth for all
Steph
we
and I
know.
must have shot with IKEA curtains 10 times, and it's really not expensive. It doesn't have to be anyway. You could go to some French lace store and spend hundreds of dollars, or you could just go to any shop and grab a little piece of fabric.
Mm-hmm.
Larry Silverman, this is Freaky Deaky. Great, great grab shot, basically. Yes, the background and actually the foreground are also kind of quite busy, but the foreground I think kind of works because it shows that this person has just kind of stepped away from whatever's going on for a quiet moment to use their phone. I'm trying to see where actually is the eye vantage point.
I think
In any
no.
case, I I can't really make it out. Let us know if you're in the room, Larry. What was this? Was it a Halloween parade or like a Day of the Dead or something like that? It looks chilly. She's
It's
got
street fair.
she has all of the chicken skin going on. 200 mil f2.8. Getting rid of the background. Did you say it's a street fair, Steph?
Yeah, like her like the I guess her wristband is like a pass, and it says something past street fair.
Ah, okay. Aren't you clever?
Yeah.
You're so clever. Nice one. Oh, wait. In the metadata, it says, how weird 2019. So that's what this was. James Sanders. So we have really gone in on this kind of a mask theme on this one. It's kind of, and I was said I'm not going to get political at all. I like the lighting on the syringe. I think the lighting on the masks, it gives them form. It kind of looks a bit uneven and maybe a little bit accidental on the masks, whereas the lighting on the syringe, I really like the reflections. It works well. I won't get into the deeper meaning on this because then we're going to go off on a big tangent. What do you
Oh
think,
yeah.
Steph?
I mean, I like it. The lighting is done well. I think it's still a little too dark, at least on the mask. But yeah, I mean, it's still a good shot.
Maybe that's a message we can dig into. Oh, it must be every time I'm on the live, I just got another pop up telling me about my screen time. Um, the that the vaccine, I assume this is so much brighter lit than the masks. That could maybe point to America's approach to dealing with what's going on. That let's rely on a
Yeah.
vaccine. Let's do one more and then we'll jump in to look at some questions. Karsten Larson, Steph, who is this?
I don't know. I'm going. Oh, actually, no, I do know. It's probably. Wait, shoot. I have no. Wait, no, do I know? I'm going to guess
Has she got a
Car.
Nintendo? A Game Boy?
Carson. No. Well, I think it's a skin from League of Legends, and I'm going to assume the character is. Is her name Ari? I forget. It's the one with like nine tails.
Oh,
And
oh!
yeah,
If only Juan was here.
Juan was
Yeah.
here. Yeah,
Um,
Juan would have nailed it. But I'm going to assume. Actually, I'm going to
I'm pretty sure his car number plate is Nine Tails. Yes. Now,
Uh,
as cool as this is that a mask of any kind? That's a bit of face paint and a cosplay.
it's it's face paint and oh yeah, that is definitely a skin for League of Legends. Ari,
Okay.
see me, I got it.
Yeah, you.
I'm very proud of myself.
So, in terms of a mask as being a disguise or dressing up, then if you broaden it out like that. But technically, I don't think she's wearing a mask. So unfortunately, I don't think that can be in the running, seeing it's a mask theme.
Yeah. There's so many like cosplay characters or anime characters that have masks.
Anyway,
Fun.
let's jump out and take a look at some questions. If you saw any, Steph, please read them out.
Oh.
Arnold is asking, how did I avoid the light leak on the background? So I think he means the shot of Steph. There still is a little, but it's a matter of the inverse square law, fun. You'll see she was like, how would you say, Steph, the light right at your chest? Was it like less than a foot away from you? Something like that?
Yeah, I want to say that. It was fairly close.
So
Hold
maybe
on, let me look at the
maybe
photo.
2 foot, and
Oh
they're
my God.
fairly equal distance from her neck in terms of the two lights, the one above and one below. And then it's
Mhm.
probably 6 foot to the wall. So having her correctly lit means that the light falls off a lot before it gets to the wall. And it's a medium grey background as well. And as we said, her skin is light, and maybe you had oil on that day as well. So it would be reflecting a lot of light, which makes her so much brighter than the background. And then I'm not sure on this day, but often I'll actually tape up the back of the soft boxes to make sure we don't get any little leaks of light that have a hard beam that could then hit the background. So that's how we do that.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even remember. It's been so long since then. I saw this photo, I was like, oh yeah, we did do that.
Graham Cross just had his weekly screen time pop up as well, so it must be a Sunday morning thing. John Muscat, have I had a look at Luminar AI? I have, and I've done a video with Johanna about it. Actually, I think wearing that same gold outfit that we mentioned. Let me you have a look, Steph, and see if you can find any other questions whilst I find the link to the video I'm talking about, and I will share it.
All right, guys, drop your questions.
Drop them questions.
Your questions.
How has the start of the year been for all you guys? Let us know what you've been working on, if you're shooting any
Oh
photo
yeah.
projects. Sorry. Then let me find this video. It's a story of a lovely lady. Okay, I will pop this into the chat. Luminar AI. Boom.
Ask Matt, Steph, have you had any experience with bicolor LED light panels, and are they any good for color balance?
Yes, we've used them a fair bit. When I had my setup in New York and I would have a little backlight behind me, that was always it's bicolor in the sense that you have only has two different colors of LEDs, and then you can vary the intensity of each to get it from cool to warm, essentially. It does let you choose your settings by Kelvin temperature, but I wouldn't say that they're accurate at all. It's just cool to warm, basically. But I've also used some that have RGB LED, so they're useful, and you can use them to warm up, cool down, add blue or green or whatever. But I wouldn't, trust that they're actually giving you a specific and repeatable and accurate color that you can use reliably in that way. But just for creative purposes, yeah, works well. I think that might be all the questions we have again. Let's jump back in and take a look at the rest of these images and choose out some winners. If you have questions for us, please let us know. So where were we up to? John, Larry, Carsten. Here we go, Walter Parker. So another one of these. So that is definitely the same top that Joe was using in the video that I just shared in the chat for Luminar. And Also for, I think it was one of the Canon mirrorless cameras, we did a review where we did some belly dancing. This one again, I think is a fair bit underexposed. Let's see.
Oh, Manny's here.
Oh, hi Manny. Who's Manny?
Hi, Manny. Oh,
What do you think in terms of the posing, Steph? So again, we have no metadata on this one, but the flash has frozen her solid. We can see from the little pieces of metal here that she was in motion, however, but we don't really get a sense of movement from it other than that. What do you think, would a more side-on perspective work better? Maybe you could turn the side of the hip that has the whole,
more
that's
coverage.
closed, that has the metal,
Yeah.
that might work well, and then you get the nice S line through her body rather than being so square on.
I mean, I don't know much about like belly dancing, but I think popping the hip, just creating more of a figure, I think that that would help too. And it looks like there's some movement with the top. It would be really cool if there was like full movement with like everything that's going on, like the hair, even the mask, the skirt. I think like just to really pull off like the whole entire concept of like a belly dancer.
And if you were leaving the headspace for your watermark, then fair enough, but I don't know that we need quite so much. But yeah, maybe try some 3/4 slightly side-on poses to create a little bit of length through the shot. And if you haven't seen the tutorial already, do try doing it with a bit of a slow shutter to incorporate some blur and some sharp areas in the shot as well. I think could be quite cool. I think this is our last one, and it reminds me of the one last week, Steph, where there was the guy and I couldn't tell if it was his front or back. This is a back, but not
Yeah,
only
this is the back.
the tattoos look like they're masks as well, which is extra scary. So shot at a concert, I guess the singer maybe had their back facing the crowd or the pit. I all the things that are coming to mind about how this makes me feel and what, you know, it's a bit freaky or it's a bit scary or this or that, I'm sure was absolutely the point of how the guy was performing. So in that sense, it works well, and I guess the tattoos reinforce that. If you're in the room, Wim, let us know who this performer is and what's the meaning of the outfits. Is that
Yeah, it's
Japanese
creepy. I like
on
it
his
though.
arm? It's creepy
On
and
the
I
left
like it.
side,
Yeah.
it looks like it, but I think it's like personally, I feel like it's a little too bright. I would like to see more definition in his back muscles if there was like more shadows. But I actually really like this one. It's
So it
creepy
would.
and it makes you think.
It's again, the back is going to be so bright and it's being directly hit with light, so it's going to be the brightest part of the frame. Sometimes dehaze will help bring that back. It's going to make it really red. You'd have to then fix that up, but you could do a little something, something, and then
Even the
it's
movement with the hair is cool.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Is Wim in the room? So that was actually our last shot that we had entered. So um, let's take a little look here. So we have, I think, let's choose our 2 or 3 winners. Do you have a favorite, Steph?
Yeah, I need to go back because didn't give picks early on.
Shall we go through them again? We'll just recap all of them, seeing we didn't have too many. Alan Hale
Yeah.
and his 2017 Bhutan mask. Charles Young and his Tokyo. That's my crop, however. Oh, sorry. Colin Cameron and the Stormtrooper. Darren Clisby. Steph. Jerry Winterstein. John Sullivan. Larry Silverman. James Sanders, Carsten, No Mask, Walter, and Wim. So, I think I know my two would probably be Jerry and John. What are you thinking, Steph?
Okay. I'm thinking Colin. I'm gonna just yeah, and my second one was gonna be Jerry, but yeah.
Okay, great. So, Colin with the Stormtrooper, Jerry with the Venetian mask, and John with the fabric. Great. Thank you to everyone who entered, though.
Hmm.
I will be in touch. Now, if you're watching this and I have missed emailing you on something that you won in the past, please do write to me because I sometimes fall behind on that. Let's take a look at, oh, sorry, I have too many windows open, I'm getting lost, at our questions. My camera's right in front of the TV as well, so I'm kind of losing myself. Richard Wintle asking, how are the streets in Hong Kong? Are they busy? Are there lots of opportunity for photographing markets, etc., or are things less busy than usual? So Hong Kong can be overwhelmingly, stiflingly busy, and at the moment, actually, it's pretty great in terms of the balance of people. It's like, because there's no tourism, it's the locals, and yes, you go out to, say, Causeway Bay or TST on a Saturday afternoon, and it's busy. It's busier than most places in New York or whatever, but it's not like it would have been a year ago with people shoulder to shoulder and you could barely move and hour-long waits to get into things. It's actually really good. And yes, the photographic opportunities are still there. Things are pretty much all open. John Musket, can I compare the Nikon 85 and the Viltrox 85 for Nikon Z? Yes, I will be doing that. Yes, Alex Walker. You're right. He said that, do we have any tips on controlling the exposure at a gig or performance? It's really tough if you don't have any control over the light. All you can do is meter accurately and get the frame right. But if you look at, say, the shot that Wim entered, if he got the back correctly exposed, everything else is going to completely fall away in the background. Well, not the bright green point light, but the rest of it is. So there's basically all you can really do other than choosing your vantage point and getting rid of any distractions in the background or hot spots that may make it difficult, is make sure that you've got your metering right. So a good place to start would be to use spot metering and make sure that you're actually metering on the thing, the performer, for example, that's important to you, and then let the background blow out or underexpose as needs be. Okay, I see Steph is all over the chat here. So yes, reminder, next week is shadows. Send in your shots. I'll be updating the page over at mattgranger.com live so you can get involved. The giveaway and the 65% off for the posing guide both end this weekend, so don't miss out on that. Any other things going on that you want to mention, Steph?
I mean, same old with me. Just subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys, if you haven't done so already. Art School Dropouts. We make films and sketches. Check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/Art School Dropouts. Actually, some of you guys are already on our Discord server, which is cool because you guys post up your photos and just our little community talks about photos. And a lot of times I'm very like lost because just equipment talk, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. But it's pretty cool. It's a cute little community that we have. So
how come you guys
figure
are
out.
having photo talk?
Oh, because sometimes like since Joy and I we do practice once in a while, so we just want to have like input. So we decided like since I want to create kind of like chat rooms in a weird way. I don't know if you know how Discord works, but you could create text channels and everybody could like go to that channel and have a specific conversation about certain things. Like we have martial arts, Yeah, filmmaking, photography. We even have art. And then recently, I just added gifts because people wanted to make more gifts of me and Joey and just from our videos on YouTube. So it's a lot of like I don't know, it's fun. I like
How
it.
many
Get to
people are
talk to
in the
everybody.
community?
As of now, is it now? How many people are in here? I think we have like 70 or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not bad. Not everybody is active, but it's fun. We just talk about stuff, and it's just a nice break from I guess everyone else and everything that's happening, and just like this. Like if I don't get to hear from my friends, at least I could just kind of hop onto Discord and be like, "Hey, what's up, guys? What's up? How's everyone doing? What's everybody up
What's
to?
up? What's up? What's up?
What's up?
Cool.
What's up? What's
Yes,
up?"
I know that there's a couple of people in the chat here who are part of your community, so that's great. Good to see. Hi, Alex. So I think that will be it for this weekend. Thanks for joining us, folks. Get your Shadows theme shots in for next weekend. Hope you have a great start to 2021. It's going to take a little adjustment for that to just roll off the tongue. 21, we'll just say 21.
Yeah. I'm still writing 2020, and it's really annoying me because you can't really fix the zero into a one.
True.
Yeah.
The struggle, the struggle. I'm going
Oh
to check out
yeah.
this
It's so
Discord.
real.
Um, all right. Well, thanks, guys. This was a nice, quick
Okay.
one. Actually, timed out well because I have my weekly family chat just after this. So, thanks to everyone, and
Oh,
we'll see
oh.
you next weekend. Check out the links, they're all finishing this weekend too. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.